Everyone. Today I'm going to present you a tutorial on topic pleura. In this video, we would cover pleural cavities, layers of pleura, pulmonary ligament, recess of pleura, nerve supply of pleura, and its blood supply. The clinical correlations of this topic would be covered in second part of this video. Starting with pleural cavity, you should be familiar with the serous membrane. What is serous membrane? Serous membrane are the membranes that line your internal body cavity and they secrete slight amount of lubricating fluid. So they are mesodermal in origin and basically serous membrane is a layer of simple squamous cells, right? So your pleura, your pericardium and peritoneum all are serous membranes only, right? And pleura is a serous membrane that lines your thoracic cavity and your lungs. Okay. So thoracic cavity is divided into three compartments, right? This is your lateral compartment, and this is your lateral compartment, left lateral compartment, right lateral compartment, right? And this is your middle compartment. So the middle compartment contains all thoracic structures except your lungs. For example, your heart with pericardium, your great blood vessels like your aorta, your superior vena cava, your inferior vena cava, and your esophagus, your trachea, your vagus nerve, and so on. So this medial compartment is your mediastinum, right? This medial compartment is your mediastinum. Mediastinum is basically a cavity between the lungs which is home to various important structures, right? So in your left lateral pleural cavity, your lung is present, and in your right compartment, sorry, this is your left pleural compartment. In left pleural compartment, your lung is present, and in your right pleural compartment, your right lung is present. Okay, this is your root of the lung, right? Root of the lung is basically a collection of the structures that connect the lung to the mediastinum, right? And this region is known as helium. Helium is a region from where your all the structures entering the lung or exiting the lung, the root of the lung enters or exits from here. Helium is a region and root of the lung is a collection of the structures that connects lung to the mediastinum. Okay. So this is your visceral pleura, right? Visceral pleura. Okay. This is your parietal pleura. So you can see that your visceral pleura surrounds the entire lung, right? Your visceral pleura surrounds the entire lung, and your parietal pleura lines your pulmonary cavity. This is your parietal pleura. It is lining your pulmonary cavity. Pulmonary cavity means your thoracic cavity and your mediastinum, right? So these all are your parietal pleura. This is your parietal pleura, right? And the pleura surrounding the lungs is your visceral pleura. Okay. So your between the parietal and your visceral pleura, we have pleural cavity, right? Pleural cavity. Between the visceral and between parietal pleura, you have pleural cavity. So pleural cavity is filled with fluid. It is filled with a fluid that is known as a serous fluid. It is basically a serous fluid, and it lubricates your surface of the pleura, and it allows frictionless movement. It is present between the two pleuras. Pleural cavity is filled with a fluid that is your serous fluid, and it basically allows frictionless movement of the lungs. and your visceral dura is continuous with the parietal dura. Your visceral dura, this your visceral dura, it is continuous with the parietal dura. This is your parietal dura, right? So it is continuous with it at the root of the lung, right? So your parietal dura is thicker than your visceral dura, and it has four major subdivisions, right? So it is divided into cervical dura, costal dura, mediastinal dura, and diaphragmatic dura. So the subdivisions of parietal dura is based on according to the part of the body that is in contact with, right? So your cervical dura lines the extension of the pleural cavity into your thorax. So this is the extension of your pleural cavity into the thorax, and this is lined by your cervical dura. Then we have costal dura. It covers the inner aspect of your ribs, your costal cartilage, and your intercostal muscle, right? So it is covering the inner aspect of your ribs. These are your ribs, right? It is covering the inner aspect of your ribs, your costal cartilage, and intercostal membranes, right? And these are your intercostal membrane. And you already know what is costal cartilage. It connects your ribs to the sternum. Okay. So then we have your diaphragmatic dura. So it is covering the thoracic surface of the diaphragm. So this is your diaphragm, and the diaphragmatic dura is connecting the superior surface, that is the thoracic surface of the diaphragm. Then we have okay. Then we have mediastinal dura. Mediastinal dura covers the lateral aspect of your mediastinum. This is your mediastinal dura, right? This is your mediastinal dura. It is covering the lateral aspect of your mediastinum, right? So your cervical dura connects your, it lines the extension of pleural cavity into the thorax. The costal dura covers the inner aspect of ribs, costal cartilage, and intercostal muscles. The mediastinal dura covers your lateral aspect of the mediastinum, and your diaphragmatic dura covers the thoracic surface of your diaphragm, right? So this is your helium. This structure is your helium, and it is your root of the lung from where the structures are entering the lungs, right? This is your root of the lung, and this is this structure. This structure is your helium. So your visceral dura is completely covering the lungs, right? It is completely covering the surface of the lungs except at the helium. This is your helium, and this is your helium and attachment of your pulmonary ligament. We'll discuss pulmonary ligament in the next slide. Pulmonary ligament is present somewhere at the root of the lung, right? So this is your helium. You should know the difference between the root of the lung and the helium. This is your helium, right? And here the structures are entering the lungs, and and it forms the root of the lungs. Root of the lung. Basically, root of the lung is the collection of the structure that connects the lung to the mediastinum. So pulmonary ligament is present somewhere at the root of the lung, and this is your helium. I told you this is your helium. So your visceral dura is completely covering the lung, but it is not present at the helium and at the attachment of your pulmonary ligament, and the attachment of pulmonary ligament is somewhere at the root of the lung, right? So I think this is all about the layers of the dura. Coming to your recess of dura, what is the recess? Basically, it is a potential space that is filled with a serous fluid. So, serous fluid has two major functions. First is lubrication, so that it provides frictionless movement of the lungs, and second is that it provides surface tension, right? So what why it is producing a surface tension? Because it pulls the parietal and your visceral dura together. The serous fluid produces a surface tension by pulling the parietal and the visceral dura together, so that it ensures whenever the thorax expands, the lung also expands by filling the air, right? So basically it is a firstly it is lubricating that we already know. Secondly, it is producing a surface tension between the visceral and the parietal layers, so that whenever the air is inhaled, the thorax expand, and as a result the lung would also expand, right? Okay. So your pleural recess serve as a space, as a potential space of pleural cavity. Pleural cavity is the area between your parietal and your visceral dura, and it helps the lung to expand during deep inspiration, right? So it is of two types, costodiaphragmatic and costomediastinal. So as the name suggests, costodiaphragmatic, it is located between costal dura and your diaphragmatic dura. And the costomediastinal recess, it is located between the costal dura and your mediastinal dura, behind the sternum. So these recesses are clinically very important, because whenever there is a collection of the fluid, it occurs it occurs at the costodiaphragmatic recess first, right? So basically pleural effusions collect at costodiaphragmatic recess first. Is that clear to you? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any queries, let me know in the comment section below. So, in this slide, we are going to discuss pulmonary ligament. So, the parietal dura surrounds your root of the lung, right? Your root of the lung is surrounded by your parietal dura. So, the parietal dura extend downwards beyond the root of the lung, and it occur as a fold, right? It occur as a fold like this. So the parietal dura surrounding the root of the lung extend downwards, and it occur as a fold, and which we call it as a pulmonary ligament. So you have seen your sleeves of the jacket surrounding your wrist, right? This is your sleeve and this is your wrist. So the sleeves are surrounding your wrist in similar way as the pulmonary ligament surrounds it, right? So it is a fold which contains a thin layer of loose areolar tissue with right few lymphatics and loose areolar tissue, right? So basically, it has two functions. It provides a dead space in which pulmonary veins expand during your exercise when there is increased venous return. And secondly, it allows descent of your root of the lung and your diaphragm during your inspiration, right? So it is performing two major functions. First is it is providing a dead space to increase the venous return during exercise, and secondly it is allowing descent of your root of the lung and diaphragm during inspiration. And it is basically an extension of your parietal dura surrounding the root of the lung as a fold, right? And we call it as a pulmonary ligament, and it contains your loose connective tissue, loose areolar tissue with few lymphatics. To the nerve supply of the dura, the parietal dura is supplied by the somatic nerves. Somatic means what? Via the skeletal muscles, and is and it is sensitive to pain, right? And the costal and the peripheral part of your diaphragmatic dura is supplied by the intercostal nerves, and the mediastinal and central part of your diaphragmatic dura is supplied by the Phrenic nerve. Phrenic nerve is also providing motor innervation to your diaphragm. Okay, so the visceral neura is supplied by the autonomic nerves. Autonomic means unconscious, related to your viscera. Autonomic nerves from T2 to T5, and it is insensitive to pain, right? So your intercostal nerve is a branch of anterior rami of thoracic spinal nerves from T1 to T11, and your phrenic nerve arises from your C3, C4, C5, right? So the parietal neura is supplied by the somatic nerves, and it is sensitive to pain, right? And the visceral neura is supplied by autonomic nerves, and it is insensitive to pain. It is sensitive to stretch, right? It is sensitive to stretch. It is insensitive to pain, but it is sensitive to stretch. Okay, about the blood supply of the neura, the parietal neura is supplied by the intercostal arteries, and the visceral neura is supplied by the bronchial arteries.